versus The Rock at WrestleMania. Both wrestlers needed the win. Neither one can afford to lose. And this is where we are right now. For FaZe, losing in their own tournament in the first round, that will sting. And for 100 Thieves, they have had a series of, well, unfortunate events that have led to this point here. So much for these squads to consider, not just the game itself, but what this matchup means in the long term here for both of these organizations. As we're on board with the new signee of the squad, babybay, who ends up getting picked off there courtesy of a curveball that came on through and will knock out babybay. So Pride will get the better. One player is going to be located inside a tree. It will be Corey, though. Rawkus there for the exchange as well.
Big shots coming out here, and Pride's doing so well. It gets to 3K. And now Rawkus, in a 1 versus 2 here, does have information of the one player, knows where the second is as well, but can't hit the shots. Venerated will clean up. And 100 Thieves will put the pistol round on the board, and it all came from that aggressive peek down A long, just to ensure they got the opening frag, and then FaZe tried to get quick on their approach towards A site. And I'm intrigued to see how this FaZe roster works, as I'm sure the rest of the world is, and we can't really pick apart what went wrong against China Win and what they did there that saw them fall 0 and 2. But now against 100 Thieves, we get to have a real look and a real demonstration of what they have to offer here. I mean, is it just down to lack of practice and lack of ideas and not really having anything in the playbook? Is it just a case of their shots not quite on today and they just needed to warm up? All these questions should be answered throughout this series.
Let's also discuss these compositions too, because 100 Thieves is going to have Valliate, I believe, on the Viper. And I didn't see at that moment who was on Reyna. But Reyna's not something that you see all that often in comp play. Valliate, oh, the judge. babybay and Rawkus ran right into the barrel of the beast. But that Elder Flame Judge skin, it was a save round. Or not a save round, excuse me. It was an anti-eco round. So they get 2, which was expected. Valliate, well done. And here is a look. So Corey will be running the Reyna, which I have been hearing is something he quite enjoys doing. So perhaps this is, we'll see it plays around this. But here's a look again at Valliate playing this Nook expertly, waiting for these players to push forward, getting them that second round win.
Something very satisfying about that skin as well, because it almost barks. I know it's a dragon, but it barks like a dog when you fire the shots, and you just, it's just a cool thing that happens. But now we're going to finally see some money on the side of FaZe, and it's going to be Rawkus with the op. Does get the opener as well, right between the eyeballs. And now they're going to have the player advantage, and they can slow things down a little bit here. They are going to force the rotate out of 100 Thieves. They don't want to force their way onto a site when they know the rotate has already come through.
They're playing it slowly. With an Omen in play, there's usually that cheeky teleport that you can take toward Wine, which is the reason why you play the drone to just scout that out. So that lane is clear. No one should be pushing on behind them. There's no teleport has come through. Now both teams have converged on the ace, with only Valliate being the last. Venerated himself 2 shots there. Corey Rawkus lined up and he got Collat. Pride waiting in the wings here by this box, but will get called out by Marved now. Hiko charges on forward and catches Marved as he was mid-animation with his dark cover. babybay in a 1v2. Valliate's coming in to support. Sova's going to be left alive. That's Venerated. Right by that box. Doesn't have the spike either, and that door's going to be down too. So he does get the angle. He did see him. He saw him for a brief moment and turned to correct his aim, but Venerated with the op will find his target.
So FaZe didn't play Ascent in their matchup against China Win. They played Haven and Split. And this was just a great shot there from Venerated. You got to be careful lining up when you are pushing onto a short. Can't allow things like that to happen. And maybe they didn't expect the op in the 3rd round, can be my only presumption, but either way, now they're going to have to eco here going into round number 4. for Sheriff to work with, and they are all going to be spotted here. Oh, actually, no. They shoot it early, so at least not too much information being given, but Valliate just waiting in his smoke. And he could have a field day here.
I really, really like... And that's the struggle with the Reyna, because all it takes is just one shot onto the Lear, and then it removes that one very powerful piece of utility. But with the coordinated team, it's so hard to play around that. So Valliate got everything that you could possibly want out of a Viper playing inside a B site like this. Your boy Dre is there to back up too, and now both players that are left alive here, Corey along with zachareeee, they're just gonna have to go back to plan B, or go to plan B rather, which is wrapping around over toward mid. And they will run into the breach here rather soon, as well as the Phoenix. No, never mind. It's just actually going to be your boy Dre. Sees where both of them are. Nice trade there as zachareeee and Corey dip back and forth to help each other out.
They can recover a gun, and maybe there's something, but I don't think Hiko's going to allow this. Very much waiting for it. Gets the first, gets the spread on to second as well, and it's comfortable in the end. A couple of scary moments, but you're right. When you go back to Reyna and the Lear, and why necessarily we don't see as much Reyna as maybe we first thought when she was released, is that Lear can be taken out so comfortably. It doesn't have the sheer power that we see, the flashes from Phoenix, the flash from Breach, and I mean the paranoia from Omen is one of the best flashes in the game, if you ask me. I mean, I know it's not necessarily a flash, but it's more of a distance thing, but still very strong. Whereas the Lear can be taken out, and it has to be very good communication. If you're going to have a Reyna, she's a flash, and she's not going to be able to necessarily peek with it quick enough before it's destroyed. So someone has to peek at exactly the right moment with that Lear to ensure that you get the full value out of it. As we're going to see the ult from Viper here. Viper's Pit is going to be popped over towards that B site, but here comes Corey then. Can he show us what Reyna can really do when she gets a popping?
Well, we'll have to maybe see for that next round. Your boy Dre was on the flank and ended up punishing Corey, who just got the kill and then peeked over. But that is just another one of the struggles there with Reyna. Now, your boy Dre ran it back and died instantly. Valliate on the flank, but the Cypher connects, sending it to 9 HP. And because that B site is now owned by the Viper's Pit, the options for this team become severely limited. Had they gotten the kill there on B, maybe the play changes and they could start to put their attention in that area. But given that you're going up in a 2v4 presently, Pride all the way in the backfield, the mid is basically covered, and they've just chopped up this site and does not give FaZe options to work with.
All right, zachareeee. I see you with a little flickety flick. Does have the spike, so can get the plant here, and has the support from Baby. So we have to see a retake. Depending on how this actually,
yeah, and depending on how this retake works, by the way, you have a weakened Valliate, so he has to go in first because he's more than likely going to die, so you'll need to be there for the trade. And this encounter here is going to be everything in this fight, which they do manage to successfully hold off.
Look at this fast move up towards heaven as well. Baby is right there, gets the spread out onto Valliate. Hunter's Fury is going to come out now as well. Venerated just trying to dip, dodge, and duck his way out of it. He's going to try and get aggressive, but walk straight into it. And that is the first round on the board for FaZe. And well done indeed. They had the numbers against them, but they were able to get onto site. And it was all down to that flick, really, from zachareeee to get the entry onto A. Otherwise, they could have been looking at a 5-0 deficit.
Yeah, 100 Thieves had blocked off so many angles in the map that the only possible option was to force that play on A. You're kind of kicking yourself if you're the breach in that instance. zachareeee, a brilliant job with that one. Maybe they could start to ride some momentum here, get a few wins under the belt, really start to sting the economy of 100 Thieves and get right back into this game. I'm sure that is what they would like to see happen. I am a little miffed though by this, by that paranoia usage, because if you paranoia without like follow-up, that you're giving up a very strong flash, as you said earlier, not a flash, but you're giving up a strong near sight that can help you take over a site better than Lear can, right? So I wonder why they go for that play so many times. If And I didn't even think they got the orb there.
Few decisions that maybe aren't quite there, a few kinks that need to be worked out and changed, and it's always going to be that when you're kind of a new team. I mean, like you said, one of the worst kept secrets, and we kind of knew this roster was going to be announced, but how much time have they been able to put in is the real question. Like, behind closed doors, what haven't we seen? That's why I'm so intrigued by this game, and especially on this attacking side for FaZe, is what do they have to offer? And with 38 seconds now, they need to make a move, and it's going to be towards this B site. All 5 of them hurtling themselves onto the site. Valliate's not going to be able to get the opener. Marved actually doing really well to initiate, but here comes Venerated with the op in such a good space. He does allow Hiko to teleport onto site, and he's going to be in Boathouse. Finds one, finds 2, and Hiko is doing Hiko things. Gets dashed towards, gets the pistol out, gets the 3K. Easy peasy. Hiko is showing up now.
Well played by Hiko. A TP to the back of the site to go and help out his teammate. Came in clutch there and gave them a round win that they really wanted to be able to get, considering that had 100 Thieves lost that, the economy could have actually taken a bit of a sting. Here's that play, and Hiko with the spray. And I actually thought that Corey was going to get the better here. And even in this instance, too, that Rawkus had popped up in front of Hiko. He had 8 HP. That was all he had left to work with at that exchange with the Jet. Now we're back into action here as an eco round for FaZe.
And really, eco rounds are so difficult. You have to commit all together to one site to try and get some numbers advantage, hope to get an early pick. Sometimes you can play the waiting game and say, all right, maybe the team on the other side is going to get aggressive and push us, but we are going to see ult being sent out by the breach, but Hiko is there to clean up too. Venerated can just pick up the pieces and the scraps with the op. FaZe have done well at least to get a couple of picks here. I don't think it's going to be enough to win the round.
Corey knows exactly where the up is, but there isn't much of an option for him. Gets the kill. They'll be able to bring that gun back, and it will make it a tad expensive, the win. But even then, though, 6-1, 100 Thieves on defense. They've looked great so far, Gaskin. Exactly what we need to see from this squad.
I mean, 100 Thieves are probably counting their lucky stars that they're against FaZe here, because it's going to be a team who has more eyes on than 100 Thieves do. There's been a lot of questions asked about 100 Thieves, and if they were against China win here, people would probably be like, oh god, 100 Thieves under pressure. But actually, 100 Thieves now know that FaZe may be under a little bit more pressure, and that maybe a couple of more eyes asking how they're going to do in this one. But the aggression from FaZe not going to work out there. yaBoiDre taking out Marved. And no one there to clean up that peak as well. That's the main difference that we're seeing from the likes of Sentinels, who always have that second man available. Pride finds one, and now Hunter's Fury comes out to make things even worse for FaZe here, GB.
Yeah, does tag up the Jet, which will force the Tailwind out, and you would rather be able to save that for when you really need it. Either way, though, just have to make do with what you have. Venerated's got this angle back defender side. Pride also has an op on A side, which Rawkus poked and paid for it with his life. So with the paranoia being played, it's going to allow them to just get around. And Valliate's shutdown on B cannot be commended enough. I really like the Viper because you have infinite smokes. You'll always be able to play that. Yeah, you have the meter that you have to manage, but there's always going to be blockage by the B side, and it's just it's beautiful. Their options, they have none to work with.
It's got to that point now for FaZe where they've tried both sites, they've tried different approaches, and 100 Thieves have had an answer every single time, and I feel like FaZe are running out of questions at this point. And when that happens, I feel like you just have to start hitting sites fast and trying to take out the slow, patient pick game that 100 Thieves are being able to accomplish here against FaZe. We're going to see 2 ops now, again for 100 Thieves, against an eco round of FaZe. And that is not going to be a good sign. We're looking at 8-1, really.
Yeah. And they've been doing that in the last round. They did that. That's what I'm saying. Like the Viper play on B is great because that bubble locks down. They're just constantly being blocked. Then you have an op in mid, you have an op in A, and realistically, with this paranoia coming out, it's going to be a fat one too, and the flash to boot too. Can't handle the leer in time, but Hiko and yaBoiDre, they're going to be able to coordinate to slay out on tree, leaving zachareeee alone. It was a pistol round, but hey, every round matters at this point in the competition. 8-1 for 100 Thieves currently. FaZe need to get past this double op setup. They need to get past how Valliate's playing on B site with Viper. Everything is being stopped right at the gate.
I mean, if we're going to see the aggressive peak at B, at least have a second person there. Marved can't be peeking this alone. Someone's got to be there for the trade. I mean, I know he's got the paranoia and that gives him somewhat the advantage if he hits it, but that's the thing. If he hits it. Hasn't been able to win this. The paranoia goes out again on the Viper. At least this time, the Viper does back off. And Marv has been able to get control of B garage. We're going to see the ult. We're going to see Phoenix run it back here. And yaBoiDre seeing if he can spot anything out on mid. But no control from FaZe whatsoever. Which really has been the entire game. They haven't been able to get control at all.
And part of the reason why they've been struggling to get mid control is because double ops, one on mid, Venerated, he's been landing those non-stop. So a Lear's played, and a counter paranoia comes out, forcing these players to have to go back. And with that kill, Corey actually gives them an opening and an opportunity to work around with there. Hiko in the backfield will get stuffed there by Marv, but just as that smoke came out, Venerated connected onto Marv now, leaving only Rawkus by himself on site with the op. It is winnable to an extent because both players are going to be on the inside of the red room. So this is actually doable here for Rawkus. He just has to play around these boxes intelligently. You hear the reload, so you know exactly where he's going to be. It's just a matter of this 50-50 game of chicken that both players are going to be playing with one another. Tucking against the corner is going to be the smart play, and Rawkus kills for him will give FaZe a sigh of relief for now.
That's all it took was just a little bit more pace about their push. Once they had actually decided where they wanted to go, and almost actually the early pick went against 100 Thieves, because even though 100 Thieves got the first one, it meant that FaZe had to do something fast and all together. 100 Thieves hadn't been able to get that second pick early enough to make it a 3-man stack. Instead, a 4-man stack was still powerful enough. And are we going to see something explosive and fast again here on the A side? There are going to be 3 players waiting for them, though. Ult comes out from Jet just to try and be the initiator here.
Yeah, but watch out for Pride. Oh, actually, Pride's going to be playing inside of Hell. Okay, the Rolling Thunder's out. It's going to force him back. Pride gets a kill on Rawkus, who jumped into the back site. He got a little aggressive there. Thought he could catch Pride off guard. But Pride will get the better. Thank that Rolling Thunder play.
Oh, no.
And Marved all the way inside the B site, but Valliate owns that site. That's Valliate town currently.
Valliate is just...
Valliate City? I don't know.
I mean, it's not really a town or a city, is it? It's just quite a small little site, really.
Valliate Avenue. How about
village,
Avenue?
maybe, at most.
Or street.
Street, yeah. Could just call it a B site, couldn't we, really?
Shut up.
Okay. You hear that, everyone? He's bullying. You know what else is? 100 Thieves are bullying FaZe right now. And oh, that's some decent shots coming out of yaBoiDre. But okay, nice pick there from zachareeee. But Pride, again, is just being strong on this site, GB. It's so difficult for them to get onto it right now because the op from under Hell has been such a prominent position for them. They go 9-2 up. And with 1 round left, we're looking at potentially a 10-2 half for 100 Thieves. And that is not difficult to rescue yourself from.
Ascent was FaZe's pick. Remember that as we jump into map 2 on Bind. 100 Thieves have put together quite a few rounds here that has shattered the economy for FaZe. Every time they get a win or every time that they get some kind of momentum, it's stopped instantly. And it really has been this double op. And Pride here, awesome on Hell. He's been jumping between Heaven and Hell constantly. So you never quite know where to look. And another eco round here. No other choice. Oh, goodness gracious. The call out was there, but Corey, for somehow, some way gets the shot. A Neuro Theft now is going to be played out. B site's available. Get this round win. This could be great for them. Hiko had thought about the teleport, but he actually went against it instead. They've cut off this site completely, Gaskin, from 100 Thieves, so they should freely get this spike down. And also look out for babybay on the flank. Yeah, yaBoiDre certainly wasn't prepared for that one. Two players are going to be by the defender's side. Marved with the angle with the op there. Pride has been on fire with that gun, but it is only going to be Pride left here in this round to play. The last 1.5. A critical one for FaZe to get and not fall 10-2, which is what it was looking like for a moment there. Can Pride do this? They know exactly where he's going to be located, and he had just no opportunities. And a thrifty win for them. Again, Gaskin, look at that score line, man. 4 rounds and then a win. 4 rounds and then a win. It's like, I just kind of perplexed as to like what's going on with FaZe here.
I mean, sorry, not Immortals. 100 Thieves just had a stronghold, and the double op setup was just very difficult for FaZe to break through, and FaZe are going to have to find something similar. I mean, 9-3, you can rescue this. If they can win the pistol, this is still a winnable game, but it all depends on how successful 100 Thieves find themselves on attack here. Now they've got the Viper as well. I'm excited to see what Valliate can actually do with this Viper and what he has to offer on Ascent. I mean, I know we've seen the Viper quite a lot on Split, but Ascent, there's a lot of different things you can do with Viper, and there's different ways you can cut apart these sites with the toxic screen. It looks like it's just going to be mid-control for 100 Thieves in the pistol round. Maybe going to opt to go through market up towards Pizza here. Potentially could go for a B split.
Waiting out now to see how this boxing fight is going to play out. Who's going to throw that left hook first? Marv knows that someone's going to be there. But where's the pickup? No, instead it's going to be Venerated and Valliate that shine over by B main. Now they're just going to go and freely take B site. This is a really, really bad round for FaZe to lose. Going down 10-3. And just considering how FaZe, they have just seemed to struggle to be able to coordinate on those trades there, which is something that will certainly come with time. But the fact that Venerated and Valliate, they outplayed them so well at the end there. Some still starting to come online. Some kills coming online for Valliate there as he gets 2. That's 3 total. And now just a few rounds away from picking up FaZe's map pick of Ascent.
And a lot of it comes down to trust and playing with players for a long enough time where you know where they're going to be and which angles they're going to be peeking, and just ensuring that you're going to be there as a backup. But there's been, I mean, I can count on my fingers and my toes, I feel like, this game where FaZe have been peeking alone. And that is going to come down to just lack of experience with playing with one another, or overconfidence in certain areas. I don't know, but 100 Thieves have well and truly been taking advantage of that with double peaks themselves, making sure that they're in 2s for the majority of the time. And now, defensively for FaZe, I feel like they're going to struggle even more if they find themselves in 1 versus 2 situations. Of course, you should be able to hold sites more effectively because you have the defensive angle, and the other team is going to have to peek out in some sort of weird sort of passageway, but I'm scared for FaZe here. Because 100 Thieves, they should be able to take this one, but Rawkus might be able to maybe do a dent. Still enough damage has been done in the early stages.
Only one player left alive is Corey, and his health is, I believe that was 13 HP, so you can basically sneeze on him and he's going to be done. Throw like a loose bag of potato chips. That should be enough to kill him.
What is a loose bag of potato chips?
It's like a bag of potato chips that has like a few in them, but like it's open, you know?
So like realistically, like, only one of the chips, crisps, is going to hit him, and that's going to be enough to kill him? Okay.
Yeah, essentially.
I mean, if thrown hard enough, I feel like a crisp probably could do some damage.
Potentially. Ooh. That is the reason why, though, Corey. You give him a little bit more, man, and ooh, Corey's nasty. That one tap with the ghost, that's just a taste of what he can do. And we'll be able to get away with this gun, maybe. Okay, no, they're not going to go and challenge him here. So he does live this out, and even with 13 HP, still managed to get a kill. But the most important thing, as these rounds continue to go for 100 Thieves, is getting round wins. And FaZe have yet to be able to do that here.
This is the round for FaZe. This is going to be the answer of whether this game can go potentially all the way, and maybe we're going to see FaZe make something of it, or whether 100 Thieves are just going to close this one out and we go to map 2. If they don't win this round, 100 Thieves take this game. There is going to be an op on Venerated as well.
Oh, I like this aggression.
Oh, no.
I like the aggression. Unfortunately, they were waiting for him. Rawkus flew right into the hands of 3 members of 100 Thieves. And the paranoia play was smart. Like, I don't think that there was anything all that negative to take away from that. It was just that you get a kill there, but there were 2 players that would still be there to trade out. So either way, you don't really get much value. You get value if you manage to snag a trade from there, right?
I mean, you're trying to justify I hate the play. I'm going to be completely honest. It's 11-3.
I didn't mind it.
You're struggling.
Yeah.
I don't mind it if it's a close game, but it's 11-3. You're struggling already. There's no one to trade that challenge. Look at the difference when 100 Thieves did that peek in the first round. They flashed out with Phoenix, and 2 players peeked at the same time. Yes, it can work, and it can catch people off guard, but when 100 Thieves are oozing confidence right now, they're going to be okay taking those fights.
So now Valliate. Oh boy, this Viper's pitted B.
Oh, they've got Spike.
Yep, they got Spike. They should freely get onto B site and plant this. babybay will be waiting for them as they come outside of here. babybay! 2 kills. Maybe that's enough to hold on. Venerated has no time to work with, and he just has an op, so we'll have to try and save this gun. So this is a FaZe round win. Even with the rocky start, FaZe manage to hold on at the edge of the rope.
Yeah, they make up for it. And I guess, I mean, if we look back at that early play, the upside to it is the amount of information that was gained. I mean, Valorant is everything about info. Even though he didn't get a kill, and I can still question it about the trades, he did see multiple people there on A, which allows and frees up the rest of the team to get slightly more comfortable.
Corey also got
a
kill too.
Yeah.
So that Corey kill kind of like slowed down their push there. And even though I think Valliate did connect on Corey, it still was a, you know, again, right? Just more information that worked out. But babybay needed to hit those shots.
Big kills from babybay. Can FaZe take that little bit of momentum, and I'll squeeze every ounce of it and try and rescue something here on Ascent. And so we're going to see aggression now straight into Marved's Bulldog. Corey's going to be there to try and get the trade and try and get one, but the toxic screen doing its job and getting them onto the speed side. Oh, baby.
Oh, man. What a shot. And also that toxic screen, dude. It was so good. It was like just the anti-Lear, you know? Because it blocked Lear completely. And had a Lear come out with that toxic screen not there, they would have turned around and they would have had to deal with that. But because that was played out, there was just no options for him. Spike is down now. A 3v4. Every round at this point is going to be critical for FaZe. Valliate's on the outside, 30 HP. Rawkus does manage to get on top there, but Valliate with just a frenzy does the job. And now they're just going to have to go in for this play. No other option. The shock dart is played. He's got to hold this thing down, but he actually gets him. Oh my goodness. Oh. He hits him with the shock dart and then gets the kill. Oh, that is going to just be a heartbreaker for FaZe.
He didn't hit him with 1. He hit him with 2 shock darts. Rawkus wasn't able to stop that and push him quick enough to stop him pulling 2 out of the bow and arrow. Like, you just got to get there a little bit earlier. FaZe, they're going to be so angry about that.
Oh, they're pissed.
They never should have lost that round.
They are pissed. And the Viper for 100 Thieves has been working out great. Valliate's been placing that toxic screen in the best possible areas, or you know, the wall. He's been holding down with the bubble. Like, it's just everything that this composition's been working on. It's clear that they've been putting in that work. Now it'll just, yaBoiDre does manage to get onto the site. Venerated from downtown picks off babybay. B site available once again. This is going to be match point for 100 Thieves here. Still going to be this first game, but this was FaZe's choice on Ascent. We're going to be taking a trip to bind next if it ends here, but Rawkus does not want to let that happen. Rawkus gets himself 2 kills. The Rolling Thunder's going to be played. Pride trying to force them back, and Hiko's going to be hanging out at the back of the site here as well. A 2v4. This surely is an opportunity for FaZe to be able to get the win and bring this matchup back. It's going to be left up to Hiko, but Rawkus pops up behind him, and FaZe hold on for dear, dear life.
Yeah, they make it 12-5, and Rawkus maybe a little bit angry after that previous round, pops his ult and makes it count. And there's still chance for FaZe here. I mean, I know at 12-5 things are looking a little bit tricky. 100 Thieves, they just need that one round, right? If they get that early pick, if they can get onto a site, get that man advantage, then it's probably going to be curtains for FaZe on Ascent. But if FaZe can win a continuous amount of rounds here, continuously reset the money of 100 Thieves, suddenly that element of doubt is going to start to creep in the mind. So 100 Thieves will want to get this one finished earlier rather than later, because otherwise that worry is always going to start to be there for them. He's going to be an eco this round. 3 ghosts and a Bucky to work with. It's going to be a fast push out onto the A side.
babybay's waiting for them there. Does see him as he got scanned through. Nails the shot. Another one in the corner there, looking for him, but instead it's Hiko. Now Corey on side of the site. So once again, FaZe. I mentioned earlier that they were at the edge of the rope holding on. Right now, it's basically fingertips right at the tip, at the bottom of that rope. And they've managed to claw back in little by little. Is it enough? Is it enough to bring them back into this game, Gaskin? I mean, a comeback like this would be absurd if it were to happen.
They can't afford any more mistakes, right?
Obviously, yeah.
But when it is a newly formed team, there is always going to be mistakes here or there. And that's what worries me. I like this angle being held from Rawkus, though, just to check to see if there was going to be the aggressive push from the Jet. We see the Viper tossing all sorts of different abilities onto the side, but zachareeee is going to spot him out. As 100 Thieves just slow things down a little bit here. They've gained mid control. I mean, like, both teams actually kind of giving up mid at some point during this game. And I think that's because on Ascent, even when you do have mid control, you still have to commit to a site either way, and you find yourselves going through some sort of choke point, which can be watched from various different angles, and the crossfires that can be held really are very difficult to push through. So mid often isn't as important as some people think it is on Ascent.
The narrow chokes. You play around that. So the screen is out. Toxic Orb's also going to be out too. Some pokes around. No kills quite yet. Time is ticking. Advantage for FaZe. They're on the defense. And now the push is actually going to come in, and it will be A site. They have no time left to commit. Marved and babybay. Watch out for babybay. He's going to get blocked out, though. Rawkus is going to have to be the hero on this site. Pride is going for a few pokes. And babybay's right outside of this dark cover, and Valliate's looking at him. He manages to back away in the nick of time. Rawkus does go down. Marved with the kill from distance there. But Venerated and Valliate, they secure 2. Only a few seconds remaining. The spike has to get there. And who's going to be there to wait for them now? They do get it down just at the nick of time. And it's zachareeee in a 1v3. They know exactly where he is, and there you have it. 100 Thieves win 13-6. Try and try as you